Well, new adventures await, buddy.
Back is loaded, always knew it. From the beginning, I'm on it. This the moment I've been waiting for. Another level controlling. Where the cash at, where the bag at. I'm in love with the crime and I can change that. Money on my mind, money to the grave, money till I die. So I don't wanna hear you shut your mouth. Put your hands in the air, you fucking clown. Give me all you got, yeah. Give me all you got, yeah.
Hello everybody, good afternoon and welcome back to another community Q&A. This time we're doing it a little bit different. We've moved away from Discord. We're doing it specifically on YouTube. We're going to trial this and see how it goes on. So obviously let us know how you feel it went later down the line. We kind of want to give you a little bit more of a better professional setting, but also it'll solve my problem of uploading this to YouTube because I keep messing it up somehow. So let's fix that one by just uploading straight to YouTube. Obviously, joining me, we have Yarrick and Lynx as per usual, who are going to be answering the questions that you guys have entered into the Discord, into the community Q&A questions text channel. If you're not already in the Discord and want to make sure that you have your chance to have your say in any future community Q&A, then please do !socials in the chat. Feel free to follow any of our socials, but the Discord link should be in there too. Alternatively, you can just do !Discord in the chat and it should work fine. If not, we'll drop a link into the Discord, into the chat, YouTube chat, sorry, later on. We are going to get underway straight away because we have lost a few minutes already of it. So I'm just going to work my way down. Initially, I'm going to go through the ones that you guys have put reactions to let me know that you want these questions answered as like a priority. If I get time after we've gone through all of these, I will then come back and go back through the ones that have not got any reactions against them, or at least less reactions against them. So, are we ready? First question is from Dark, who says, I'll begin with an easy question. Is there a new dual restore variant being made just like the bank variant that has been made for update 10?
Right now, there is no dual restore variant in the making.
Okay, perfect, short and sweet. Fortune San asks, apparently it was said a while back that there was going to be updates to certain boss skins without voice lines, such as Casey and Gloves, etc. I was wondering if there's any more news regarding that, and would love to hear Gloves on his escapades.
There is some work being done on some lines for Gloves. Should come maybe in the future update. And
perfect.
Maybe we'll do a little bit with Casey. But you know, it's a little bit complicated. They were originally not planned to be playable characters.
We are trying to utilize what we have to make them speak.
Perfect. So next question is from Versing the Games. Says, are there any updates on improving the magazine system by adding more ways to unlock items? Having it all up to chance and luck really hurts the progression system overall.
Yes, we are aware of this problem, and we are actually putting together some ideas how to resolve it. Currently, we are aware of the fact that not everyone is very far in the progression system, which means that you are missing out some gameplay elements like gadgets and weapons and whatnot. So we are trying to figure out a solution how to do it. We have some ideas, but it's not ready yet, and but we acknowledge this as a problem that needs looking at and resolving at some point.
Perfect. Chains asks, is some of the old stuff that are still in the files going to make a comeback, such as the linear campaign, the intra bank, etc.?
Yeah, we are actually going through that older content and trying to fit it in. For example, the bank that was already there. There is a topic that we discussed with Jarek not that far away, not that long ago, and we would like to put it back into the game as a variant. You seem nervous.
No, it's so you guys, do you know how the DLC content is presented in the plotline selector? You can choose to play Gold Cup, you can choose to play
Kagnali's Order.
Kagnali's Order. So we are planning to add these other plot lines there, and we would like to also add the possibility to play the original long narrative intro there. So they are still in the files and they will become available at some point. Just need to find a way how to do it, or we just need to had some time to do it, because for now the priority is still making the roguelite functional. There are still some issues. You have reported some problems, so we are looking into it, and yes.
Perfect. Versing the Games again asks, will White Jacket Baker be unlockable in the near future?
I think we cannot talk about it now.
Which one?
Wedding Dress Baker, or like Sunday Dress Baker.
Sunday Dress Baker. Yes, we are. We would definitely like to give it to you guys. We are currently.
We are in the talks of how.
Thinking about possibilities. We'd like to keep it as a rare content, like something very.
They're not making it better.
Sorry.
This is super cryptic. Like, yes, we would like to bring it to more people, but we don't know how it now. This is not only our decision.
We have some ideas. Yeah.
Perfect. Dark brings one. This one actually has been voted on quite a fair bit. Are there plans to add more variants of existing weapons? The Vintovka in particular comes to mind. If so,
Yes.
will DLC weapons get an update with a couple more variants? The FDE Extended is one that I think of.
Yes.
Yes.
Perfect.
Okay. And actually, we have been talking about some weapons yesterday with the weapon artist myself, so we will just plan to update them gradually.
And we are also noticing big discussions on forums regarding customizable weapons. We are acknowledging the fact that these discussions are happening. What will happen with it, I don't know. It was never planned. But we see.
If you close your eyes and wish really much and then write a lot about it, then we need to take it into consideration, obviously. But it would be a big, heavy, chunky update, because it would also impact the progression system and everything.
Maybe not. There are some possibilities.
Thank you, boss.
Now this user, which has the best name ever, so Brick Lover, asks, so since the developers are about to remove perks from RNG magazine, being added in another way, if players have already chosen a perk as a reward, will they get a chance to pick an RNG magazine again? That's part one of the question. Yeah?
Yes, so the plan is that whoever have chosen these perks in the progression system will be given extra new levels, so there will be a sequence of picking up. Like if you have 3 perks unlocked, you will start the game and you will get 3 level up like rewards to choose from in order to change what you have.
Perfect.
You have something in exchange for that.
Part 2 of the question we've already answered about the more variants for the weapons. Yes is the short answer. This one again has got a lot of thumbs up on this. This is one that they really want to have answers to. So Invader G, I think that's how you pronounce it. Could be completely wrong. Apologies. Will future boss appearances continue to be tied to campaign clears? If so, could there be an alternative way to acquire them moving forward? The ever-growing number of wins needed could be daunting for new players.
That's a good point.
Yes, I'm aware of the fact that it could be daunting for new players, and we are thinking about some alternative ways how to get it opened. But for now, this is just under discussion, let's say. So it won't be resolved anytime soon. But again, we acknowledge this as a problem, and I think it would need to get some resolution, because not everyone is really enjoying single player. Some people just want to play multiplayer. I hear you. I think it's valid, and I think there is a good reason to give you an alternative way how to unlock these things.
Perfect. Sergeant Panda asks, probably a stupid question, but was the turf war mechanic heavily inspired by the Grand Theft Auto San Andreas gang war mechanic, where you could take over parts of Los Santos? I guess the question is, what inspired the turf war?
Not to my knowledge, actually.
So actually there was a game released in 1986 called Defender of the Crown, which was the main inspiration for the turf war.
There you go.
Yeah, but I think they would be more... well, we would need more info about the question, actually. But the turfs and the map taking over somehow is from the Defender of the Crown. But in the game itself, it's different.
It was inspired by a classical team deathmatch kind of gameplay back in the 90s. Yes, there were some games with turf war mechanics. Like we're just trying to find some way how to make it strategic and also like using our shooting mechanic. That's how we came up with it.
So another one from Dark. Are there any plans to make campaign itself harder on hard or extreme instead of just the missions, or make them customizable with options? It gets very easy at high boss levels, even on extreme.
That's a very good point. It's a little bit too easy for some players later in the game. It's a little bit too difficult for some players on the beginning. So I still think that there is some work for us on tweaking these things. So the answer is yes. I think we need to be looking at these difficulties and options and make it in a way that it's playable for everyone all the time.
So Rafi the person asks, will bot behavior be looked at again? Currently they struggle to survive due to standing out in the open. They annoyingly throw bags when a bullet just grazes them. They get stuck randomly and just follow orders. Just don't follow orders sometimes.
Yeah, so we have been actually looking into AI. This has the question has two parts. So we have been looking into the issues with AI heavily. I hope that already in update 10 is better. And we continue looking into it because there were issues acknowledged. And then second part is more for Jarek, because this is to resilience of the bots. We've been talking about yesterday.
Yes, I think it's probably worth looking into balance of the bot behavior and bot stats during the missions. You know, there are some games which they just let the bots be completely invincible, which we don't want to do, but on the other hand, maybe giving them a little bit extra resilience so they don't die like chickens would be maybe a good solution in cases where they have really having troubles to react cleverly, tactically. Because when they are overwhelmed by enemy snipers and grenades and whatnot, they just don't really survive. Yes, we are aware of this problem, and I think it really needs resolution, because some players who are enjoying single player and who are relying on the bots have sometimes troubles to complete missions because of this problem. So yes, I think that's a very important thing to resolve soon.
Awesome. So Thoughtful Moron asks, will we ever be able to use the new skins in single player, such as the two that were just released in update 10, by the way? Go and get it.
It's a very good question, and a very short answer is at some point yes, but there will be some roads, longer road towards this, and yeah, I think I'm not able to explain it properly, but yes, there is a plan to have this. Well, in fact, what I can say maybe is that these new skins are actually like maxed out versions of some of these characters that are in the game, and the plan is that at some point while playing their character missions, you'll be able to get these maxed out version of these characters. So that is the plan for the future, but it's maybe a little bit later rather than sooner. So that's the plan with these.
So Ghost Leader asks, since I mostly play the single player campaign, are there any plans for additional assets or Entourage perks?
You mean like the boss cards?
No, like
No,
assets in office and
Yeah.
Entourage perks as probably cards, yes.
That's a interesting question. The assets in the office that players currently is able to purchase. The problem I see with them is that they don't really have an effect, and you can really not enjoy having them. So I would love them to be, a little bit more useful and have some effect on the game, and player being able to, look at it or enjoy it or something. So that's one thing. And regarding adding some more, maybe it's possible, but I would like to resolve the first problem first. But currently it's not really our priority right now, to be honest. And the same with the Entourage Perks. Like currently not many people are far away with the boss level and the boss cards. So I don't want to end up in the same situation as we have with the progression system, where there's like 150 rewards and you guys are having troubles to reach them. So I will be a little bit careful about these things.
Perfect. Will the multiplayer unlock prices be looked at? For example, everything legendary costing about 3 million and being kind of a big grind for just one item.
Yes, I think we will continue balancing values. But what we are now working on is some extra rewards that you would get on top of the actual playing, which should be able to like resolve the economical situation.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Will we ever be able to use multiplayer gun skins in the campaign? Ideally, I'd want them to be permanent unlocks and to carry through campaign runs, so we have a money sink for cash we have no use for.
Interesting idea.
Can you say it again, Ben?
Yeah, so basically being able to use the multiplayer gun skins in the single player campaign, so that they can use them between campaign. Even if it's not a fresh campaign, for example, they can just have them as a money sink for cash that they have no use for.
I don't have an answer for this. Obviously, the question of using weapon skins in the single player is there, but we don't really have a solution now to do it. But ideally, at some point, it would be good to have availability of skins in the single player.
Perfect. Noel asks, hello developers. I wonder if Melee will ever see some love, because it does feel a little bit sluggish to play with right now. I think the meaning specifically more like katana and bats, etc. Not specifically just gun button people.
Currently, we are not doing anything on the melee weapons, if I'm not mistaken.
So we are talking about it.
We are talking about some improvements, some changes. But
if I may, in my opinion, we are lacking in that department actually. So there is not a specific advantage to playing with melee weapons, unless maybe one thing that you can consider a build when you are super fast and you are playing against gangsters and running around with katana like Little Whirlwind. But I would like to build on this if possible, and actually provide players with opportunities to create builds for melee weapons or specific type of gear, let's say. But this requires a lot of thought, and we have been talking about this recently, but it's not something that we will be able to deliver in 2 weeks. However, this is something that we should, in my opinion, strive for. So there is an endpoint, self-inflicted endpoint for a player. Like, I want to complete this build, so I will pick those perks, I will pick those weapons, I will pick this equipment.
Yeah, well, the idea is really that we'll be adding more gadgets, more perks, tweaking values, tweaking how things work, in order to have like variability in the way how you can play the game.
And meaningful playstyle.
For example, right now we are looking at the functionality of grenades, for example, right?
Troubles.
Which I think are maybe even worse than melee weapons.
Arguable.
Well,
I was fine with them. I am more fine with them now.
so yeah,
Okay.
gameplay
Well,
improvements are definitely something that we'll be working on, like,
Yeah.
constantly.
He wants to move on.
Okay.
No, it's okay. It's no problem. No problem. But I was about to say this could actually potentially be a solution to the problem. So Brickliver asks, is there ever going to be melee options as secondaries?
With secondaries is an issue currently, because the secondary is what you get when you get to the ground. And if you only had a melee weapon, that would... I don't know. But there is a different possible solution which we are discussing.
And Brickliver also asks if there's any news on performance improvements. For example, being able to run DirectX 11, less time to downloading by compressed file size a bit more. So I think there's probably two parts there.
So-
One about performance issues and one about the patch sizes.
So regarding the patch sizes and build size in general, actually we are doing some stuff on this now, and I hope in the next update, I know that next update build itself will actually shrink a little bit, because we have optimized some things. 13% approximately, according to what I saw today, and we are looking specifically into Steam patching packaging, so it's not as daunting. Regarding the DirectX 11, I don't have an answer to that at this moment. I'm sorry. This would be for our lead programmer to actually tell us more. Apologies, I wasn't prepared for this.
That's all right, no problem. Brady asks, are there any plans to archive older versions of the game?
All the versions would mean what now? 144,000 approximately.
I don't know.
I
I don't understand the question myself.
I think the question is related to the regression that we are committing sometimes, like removing some stuff. So the rule should be that we are not removing anything from the game, that we are basically keeping everything which is in the game in the game. But we have done it already sometimes, but these things should get back, and hopefully it will not be needed. Obviously there will be some tweaks in the way how things work, but honestly I think there is really no way how we can like make versions available for the players. That would be just an overkill, especially because the game is quite big. So I guess there is not really a solution.
So this next one, maybe I can answer this one, but I'll ask anyway. Is when are we getting Naras Revenge? There's an image attached which shows coming Q2 2024. My advice would be to go and have a look at the Visit Rockay website and have a look at the roadmap. The roadmap has changed, I think, since that was put in there. So go and have a look at it. That's the most recent and up-to-date plan for everything. I don't know if anything you want to add, Yarrick, or links on top of that.
I would, if I may. I understand that some of those things you guys waited for, and well, the live service sometimes requires us to actively change plans in order to make the game better. For example, with the progression system, in my opinion, that was a big leap towards something better, and that required resources, meaning people, which we have limited amount of, and they cannot do everything at the same time. So we needed to move some stuff, and this was one of the things that was moved.
I think the extra DLCs with Urban Legends, it will not come back in this form. Naras Revenge can at some point. We have some ideas, we have some designs. Maybe it will just go through free updates over time, some of these things. Maybe it will be separate DLC at some point, I don't know. For now, it's considered out of the roadmap, so this is how you should think about it.
Okay, moving on. Invader G asks, will there be any further boosts to job payouts? Some missions still don't feel like they pay as much as others, despite requiring the same or more amount of effort.
Yes, there will be.
Perfect.
Yeah. We are working on them.
Awesome. That's short and sweet. Can we get numerical latency and weapon stat numbers? And we've got that Rockay fan site, haven't we? The one that RTKZ made.
Yes.
Yeah, so maybe we can drop that in there somewhere.
There will be more possibilities for people as we have semi-officially starting the modding conversations on the Discord. So if you are, well, I guess everyone posting question is on Discord, obviously, because they were posting on Discord. So check that out and see what's new.
Awesome. I think this is a German name, so I'm going to attempt some German pronunciation. Apologies if this is terrible. But Weiss Schnee asks, why don't you have bosses that have multiple versions for one character? For example, Baker, who has multiple versions, as in like skins, I think. So he has 2 outfits, 3 if you have the white version. Why can't it be condensed into one and have the option for skins or outfits instead of separate characters? I think it's more specifically for multiplayer, obviously.
Well,
Just the presentation issue.
It's a UI functionality, basically. Since we have different characters, we just decided that the few characters that have like changed skins will be presented as different characters. Otherwise, you would need to have a special.
There is a conundrum there. If you have Baker in white suit and black suit, you might want to play only one of them at a time, but you may want to play both of them.
I think what they're asking is, can you make them be, so you imagine you've got Baker as a tile, you hover over Baker and then another couple of options would come up underneath with the different outfits.
That was one of the proposals, I'm quite sure. But in the end we decided to go with another.
Well, I think it makes sense when there will be more characters with skins, which there is not. Now it's only Dola, Dragon and Baker. So have a special like UI element for choosing that will be only available for 1-2 characters out of 30. I think it's not making any sense, but when half of them will have these versions, then obviously yes, that would completely make sense and it would be a good thing.
Okie doke. So this one is quite an important one, and it's actually something that has been raised a few times to me. So Necridge asks, will head bob removal options and other motion sickness reduction settings be added before the end of the year?
Yeah, we are looking at it now, actually. I don't know if it is in update 11, I'm not 100% sure. I think that should be something.
I think it is, right?
Second?
I think it is.
I think it is, but I don't want to lie here. But we are definitely looking at it.
So possibly something is gonna happen in update 11, and maybe some more things will be added later.
And just not necessarily saying put an exact date on it, but if you was to put a target date for update 11,
Summer. Like,
I think on the roadmap it's September, right?
I don't remember, honestly.
I have the roadmap in front of me.
September?
Let me double check. Update 11 says September.
Okay.
Maybe sooner than you think.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Okay, Senpai Killerfire asks, hello Dev, please add the player names to the session tab. This should make finding lobbies easier and who is hosting it. Also, UI improvements change the money you get depending on the difficulty. Total value on hard or extreme.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Like the name makes sense. I am not sure why we are not doing it now, honestly. The second one I don't understand really. The second part of the
Can you
question.
say again, Ben?
Also, your improvements change the money you get depending on the difficulty. Total value on hard or extreme.
But we are
I'm not
doing
sure I understand it.
changes of payout on difficulty. If I'm not mistaken, that should be there. Maybe there is some UI that the fan is not happy with.
Well, it should be there. If you are not happy with it, then obviously raise it as a problem.
Suggestion maybe,
Yeah,
in the suggestion channel.
Maybe discuss it with Flavio. He's like a big defender of these values.
Let
Not
Flavio
defender
be.
is he's basically the biggest critic, and we are actually using his feedback on improving these things.
Yeah, he was part of the last balancing pass, which a big shout out to him actually. I'm not sure if I already did it. If I already did a shout out to him.
We can never give Flavio enough shoutouts anyway. He deserves all the love.
I'm sure you can.
Maybe. I have had confirmation via a separate IGS dev that the head bobbing function stuff in there will be in update 11. So if it's wrong, I know exactly who to hunt down. Punished Bernadetta says, speaking of UI improvements, I hope we will see better multiplayer UI, because right now, as a host, it's very confusing when after a mission, you are thrown into what's really UI when you just open the multiplayer tab, and there's no easy way to go back to screen with everyone in your lobby and chat to ask what heist people want to do.
Okay.
I guess you guys will think about that and come back on it.
Noted.
Yeah, noted.
Yeah, I think multiplayer menus and multiplayer in general, it really needs a lot of quality of life improvements, which we are some of them we already have in our backlog and we are working on them. Some of them may come later, but yes, it's a priority for us because from my point of view, it's still quite a lot of pain to play multiplayer of Crime Boss. So I think it deserves some improvement.
This one I've actually had a couple of people mention to me, and it does mention specifically small jobs, but I think this also applies to a few of the other bigger jobs. So, Rad Dogamal asks, can the small job section of the multiplayer heist menu ever allow for more direct job selection? For example, currently, if I want a truck convoy, I have to click Road Ambush and back out until I get the job that I want. The categories should open up a separate list, etc.
I understand. We have been discussing this when we were talking about how it will look in the first place. In case there would be every category listed out, that would be quite a long list. But this is not the first time I'm hearing this proposal from the community, so maybe we need to take it into consideration actually and do something with it.
Yes, I think the more missions we are adding, the more obvious this problem will be. It's quite obvious already. We've heard some complaints about the new bank being hidden together in the same tile as the old bank, which I think is a problem. And small missions, question is whether there is enough people playing these like little missions.
But if you're just grinding, I understand that. I see where this is coming from. So maybe it's time to take a look at it again.
I'm just going to cover over a couple of these. One of these is pretty obvious, I think. So we'll ignore that one. This one's quite a hot topic, actually. So Kilroy and the Thompson Speakeasy asks, are the Scudos, the robots, and Cagnali eventually leaving the game, and the Italian mob will retake their place in the city? Question.
I don't know. We don't know what happens in the future of Rockay City.
No, we don't. You do. Are there any plans to add the classic Tommy gun to the game?
Well, I would love to. There is some legal issues connected to this. So we'll see what will the future
You mean the
bring.
Jimmy gun?
Tommy gun. Yeah, okay. That was very hilarious.
I resolved a legal issue for you.
Yeah, there you go. There's your license inside. You call it the Gummy Ton, and then everything's fine.
Yeah, gummy ton. Unfortunately, the trademark somehow also impacts the shape, but it's not usually carried out. And in US, there is already a precedent that it's an art, so it doesn't matter. But unfortunately, we are not only present in US, and not everywhere is this precedence applied. So it's a little bit of a problematic topic. But I will do what I can with this, honestly, because I think it's ridiculous.
Speaking of some historic weapons, we've been definitely talking about some possibilities of bringing some specific historic weapons to the game.
Cannons. Ship cannons.
Pirate cannons. That'd be cool. There's a couple of questions that are linked to the same sort of thing, so I'll just ask us as an overall. Are there any other outfits that are planning to come for other games? I am seeing a bit of a trend here that is specifically women, but
Of course.
Casey and Cagnali in particular. Are there any more coming? Any on the plan?
Outfit for Cagnali, like how would that work?
As
No
in, like,
comment.
no comment. Okay, so like like Vamp's got a new skin just recently.
Yeah, but Cagnali isn't playable.
Yeah. ... I think that's what they're trying to get out of you, is whether or not she's ever going to be playable.
Well, I'm not falling for that one.
We've kind of already covered this one. ETA progress on the voice lines for Gloves, Casey, and Nasara. We've already talked about that. I'm seeing more questions about female outfits. Here we go.
I think we should take female outfits with very top priority and do something with it in the future.
Yeah.
So please show love on Discord and create a hashtag.
Yeah, drop every other feature you bring into the game and just focus on female outfits.
So I wonder, do we have enough questions about character customizations and masks and things like that?
I haven't seen any masks yet.
No?
No, fortunately not.
Every masks lover is now playing other games?
Yeah, a particular other game, I think, but yeah. I'm not sure. Invader G asks, can you make it possible for players to name their lobbies or toggle a setting when creating a lobby so they could tell if the lobby is aiming for loud or stealth ahead of doing the lobby?
I like the idea. I hope David is listening and writing this down.
He's definitely listening because he's one of the two devs who messaged me to tell me that the head bob thing is coming.
Yes, actually we were talking about this possibility, how to inform players whether the lobby is intended for loud or stealth. Problem with stealth is that you can easily break it and then it's loud.
Yeah, I think what they were trying to get at is more... Yeah, exactly, the intention.
Intention is important. So.
But maybe the name, maybe it's better than...
I've heard that Flavio terrorizes some lobbies. Just got through some more. I've no idea how you pronounce this name. I'm definitely going to butcher it. I apologize. Akahig? It's definitely not how you pronounce it. Could we get more high-end late-game missions in single-player targeting specifically gangs for money? It's a shame that all after a certain gang territory level, you can only target gangs for turf war-related activities and civilians for money.
Yeah, I think that would be definitely something good. In fact, I am under the impression that we have enough the small hits, and we should really look for adding some medium-sized hits that will be available in the campaign and also for the multiplayer. So I think that's a good idea to have really like some money makers where you are attacking gangs in order to get money. I think that would be nice. So yes, guys.
I'm actually looking forward to that because gangsters are my favorite enemy. I like
yes, they are very
stealthy.
They are very good to play in stealth. You can,
they don't call the cops.
Yes.
Speaking of enemies, this one is quite a hot topic. I've seen this quite a lot actually. So Yorpy asks, will we ever get an option to turn off the chance for robots to appear in the main campaign? I love the DLC, but really don't like them in the otherwise excellent setting of the game, its main campaign. And yeah, basically that.
It is a hot topic, yes.
Yes.
I'm picking up what Lynx is putting down here.
We have argued about this yesterday last time with Jarek.
I think it's a very interesting comment, and I think we should be looking into that. I really don't know what we'll do, but the truth is people should be able to play the game without robots.
That's a good indication. We'll take that. What have we got here? More AI knowledge existence of turrets on Kanyali related content, so they don't get mowed down because they don't recognize them as threats.
You mean
AI?
Bots?
Yeah, as in like bots, team bots.
That would be bug. So
okay,
that's another one for David's team.
Or
for my team to check it out, actually. Yeah. So, guys, please check it out and bug it.
So we have got some new ones. I've got some more reactions that have come in fresh as of today, since we started this call, actually. So I'm going to just focus on the ones that have got thumbs up on them. So Comet Chaser says, can we please add a way to replay character stories like Cracker and Jupiter? These missions are very fun, but once they are complete, there is seemingly no way to play them again.
Okay, so do you want to spoil something or no? We have been talking about something specific.
The goal is that it should be we want to give players possibility to play these missions very early on when they start the game, and we want players to be able to play them anytime they want. That's the intention. Unfortunately, the solution which I had in mind will be not coming in update 11, but it's on its way.
Perfect. Right. Happy days. Somebody's posted like 7 questions in one, so I'm going to choose one. The one that I think is quite important here. Obviously, maybe don't say too much on this, but are there any plans for a co-op campaign or something like a single-player campaign your friends can drop in, but the host still makes all the decisions, as if it was single-player?
It's a very interesting idea.
That we know of.
We've been thinking about how to do it design-wise and technically for, I don't know, a long time.
Sometime, yes. Not long time, like a year. That would be
a year ago, we had a solution which we felt it's a good, but then we realized it's maybe not so good. We are thinking that we are just playing the thing solo, and then you only invite some friends to some missions. But this actually is not really the thing that you are asking for, so we kind of dropped this direction. It's definitely a hot topic. I know that you guys are talking about it quite a lot. For now, I don't have a solution how to do it, or I don't have any date when it could be solved, because I really don't know what to do with it. I think it would be cool.
We have ideas.
I think it would be cool to have it. Maybe we'll find some like mixed solution that it will not be the true single player campaign, because there is a lot of like single player only content. Yeah, I think it's definitely something that we should be thinking about as developers. but we will see what we will come up with.
Not only should, we already do.
Yeah, we are actually thinking about quite a lot, and I've seen some ideas on the Discord server. Yeah, I think we can probably do something at some point. When this point will be, I don't know.
Okie doke. Okie doke. We got time for a few more before we can have parting words. So, Rohin asks, I'm currently at 206 out of 233 unlocks with 27 unlocks remaining, but I'm at level 132 out of 155 with 23 levels remaining. I suspect that this is due to me doing Expert Jewelry Store level 1 and I'm leveling up multiple times from one mission, but is it possible for me to unlock everything in the game after I hit the level cap?
So, those are the... Yes, it will be, and those would be the rewards that were meant for the veterans. I think that's the discrepancy. Do you remember?
Yes, but I think you should not see them.
Not now, but before the update 10, it was possible to see them.
Okay.
So I think this is where it's coming from. So if the safe is still there,
there were few weapon skins that are only exclusives to veterans, people who've been playing the game before update 8.
Which is a little bit unfair to Steam players.
Which is a little bit unfair for Steam players. But the rest of the veteran rewards, I think, are included in the available rewards.
And at the same time, we already discussed how to solve this in a different way.
We can maybe put it into the bundle with the white baker skin.
Yes,
right?
we already discussed that, Jarek, before you went for vacation.
Ta-da!
Jarek was on vacation, so he's super relaxed right now.
Ta-da!
But I count on it, actually.
Okay. Next, Vic Warrior says, will something be done about having to repeat the narrative preload quests to big heists in roguelike? Playing janitor for the 9th time to get the gold heist feels like a bit of a waste of my time. Perhaps have the janitor car registry whiz quest be considered mastered after 3 times and be made entirely optional.
That's a very good point.
Autoplay.
Sorry?
Autoplay.
I think this is connected to the question that was already asked before here regarding the character story missions. If you finish them once, then you don't want to play them again unless you want to play them again. So I think we should find some solution even for these
filler missions,
preparation missions.
Yeah,
but I agree that they are like good for exposition of this plot line and of the level, but really when you play it several times, it doesn't make no sense. It's not interesting at all.
Yep.
It's a waste of your time. I'm sorry about that.
Dark asks, will Turf Wars be given any more work at all? They're currently effectively the end goal of campaign, but they are all samey and repetitive. They are also weirdly disconnected from Baker and crew.
Well, that's why we introduced these these missions that you can do with Baker or the crew, which can help you either weaken the enemy gang on the territory or neutralize the territory at all. And I think we have done quite some improvements between updates 8 and 9 to make it more variable and interesting. And maybe there will be some more improvements coming up in the future. Who knows? But yes, I agree that this is content that if you play single player, you are playing it all the time. So it's definitely something that should be considered as important.
I have a good question from Matt Helzor, who says, will the unique weapons come back? Ones such as Mozart's gun wrapped in a white camo looking tape, Lector's Tim 4 and Pistol, and Mozart's Golden Glizzy, etc.
Yes, the plan is that they will come back. As I think I've already explained it some time ago when we were doing the system for the skins. Some of these weapons were kind of remodeled and improved in order to have these skins available, and it butchered the unique skins. So they are temporarily out, but they should be back soon.
Awesome. Probably got time for a few more before we call it a day. This is a two-part because this is one that they've asked, and I have a follow-up one for me personally. So Tricky Jeebus asks, will you guys ever give up the celebrity voice casts and just work with normal voice actors? I feel like using them extensively will give you guys a net loss. That's their question, and then I'll have a follow-up after you've answered that.
Is it a question? It's more like an advice, right?
I guess so, but they just want to know, I guess, if you're planning on, when you introduce new characters, whether you're going to look to do celebrity voices or whether you're going to look to just use... I mean, we've kind of already answered it, I guess, with the fact that we've got the voice acting submissions section in the Discord, where people have currently submitted some voice acting. I don't know if you've seen any of them, by the way, but some of them are absolutely incredible.
I didn't, but...
I think the answer about the voice actors should be answered by the journalists from these American media outlets.
What? This is Yarek's personal dig right back at them, right?
Yeah, I mean those guys who said like that the voice actors cost more than the development. I mean these guys.
I know what you mean.
So they will answer that.
Yeah. I guess the answer really is, in the short answer, yes, I guess, right?
No, I don't have any comment on that.
Okay, fair enough.
Like, we will do voices which we will feel that we need. We will do them.
We have a question here for you, which I think the question should really answer itself. Why don't we get to fight Sheriff Norris instead of we have to run from him when investigation is full? And I think it's pretty obvious, right?
That's my responsibility. The reason is that making Sheriff Norris beatable is impossible. And
exactly.
Unbeatable would not be a good game.
Exactly. I think it answers itself, really, truth be told.
But it will be fun to face unbeatable opponents, right? Isn't it?
Yeah.
Would it be fun?
There was one game that I played where it was fun.
Which was game?
It was the first not Jedi Outcast, Jedi when you meet Darth Vader.
Yeah, Darth Vader.
The game that just tells you run.
Also, Alien Isolation, right?
That was terrible.
Similar.
I am so big fan of Alien franchise altogether, but that game was terrible. On release. Now I don't know.
There's a new one coming, by the way. But anyway, that's a separate topic. That is pretty much it for the questions. I've got thumbs up against them. There are a fair few other questions in there that some of them are just asking about little bugs and stuff like that, which I would say, if you guys have identified a bug, please make sure you fill out the bug report form, which you can find in the Discord and on our socials. So please just go and fill it out. Let us know about it. The devs are very much paying attention to it. And we will definitely it will be investigated at least, which is always quite important. One last question I want to ask you guys, that's a community question, is from a person called Dom, who says, can we please have the enemy captains as player skins? I'm thinking more specifically the yellow biker skin.
Oh, so no butcher? You don't want a butcher?
Well, I mean, I guess that would also be pretty cool.
There is some work associated with it, so this can be definitely looked at. It's not like just copy paste it and it works, because there is, for example, the hands need to be done and more animation need to be done, and also voices, obviously, as you have already seen that we didn't have voices for Casey, for example. but this is not impossible.
Says Lynx.
That's good.
I would fancy myself play as a butcher. Like it's cool.
Yeah.
Nice. All right.
So
well,
I think in general, the focus of the whole team is really improving and expanding this game. Our priority is to fix bugs that we have in the game. There are still bugs. We are aware of them. Some of them are still not being reported
some of them are even not just caused by the game. We have found some hardware combinations that are causing issues for more games than for us, but we are trying to look at it anyway directly with the manufacturer and what's not like it.
So bugs fixing, optimizations, performance, size of the game, these are very important aspects that we are working on. We are also tweaking the balance of the game. We are
also thanks to you.
Looking at how the game works, how you are playing it. This is actually quite difficult because looking at testers, for example, who are playing it like 8 hours a day is really different than normal players, or then there are players who are like pro players who are playing 16 hours a day. So again, this needs a little bit different treatment. And then our also very important goal is to be working on a new content, such as new missions. We are going to provide missions that will be part of the free updates. We are going to be working on missions that are wrapped in a DLC packs. But as you know, and as was announced this today already, that the deal with the DLCs is extended. So if you have friends who have not played the game, not purchased the game, they still can buy the game and have the DLCs for free. So it's a good time.
Yes, definitely get them on it.
Also,
Links?
suggestions are important for us. Like,
Yeah.
we're actively looking at the voted topics or like the things that you suggest, guys. We have talked about several of them today, and we take them very seriously.
Yes.
You just need to understand that things take some time before they are implemented. So stuff which is going in update 11, for example, is something that we start working at the end of May, where we were already finishing update 10 to some extent. So if there is something, some hot topic or a great idea, now it will take few updates before it gets to the game. So the game development takes a little bit of time. So we are like working on these things in advance.
Yeah, perfect. I think the bit I wanted to add on the suggestion side of things is I was actually shown a Discord bot earlier today that allows you to add votes to suggestions. So I'm going to look to implement that into the Discord, providing that you both are okay with that to go ahead as well. It will tidy up the whole suggestion section as a whole. It will stop duplications and that kind of stuff so that we can make sure that we're all a bit more aware and nothing gets missed as a result of it. Obviously, I do want to set the disclaimer that, of course, just because it's the most voted suggestion doesn't mean that it's definitely going to happen. It's just something that's definitely going to be brought to the devs' attention for them to be able to investigate and see how feasible it is, both cost and resource. So that is it. Any final words from you guys?
Maybe, as you mentioned, the suggestions on Discord. Since we have already like 4,000 users on Discord, it's a little bit too difficult to follow all the discussion channels that are happening there. So if you really have some suggestions, don't be afraid to create a new topic in the suggestion section. This is where the thing will stay, and it has chance to get to the game. If you just mention it inside of these discussion channels, it can happen that it will be like lost. So.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you both for joining us. Really appreciate you guys taking the time to answer these questions. I'm sure the community very much appreciate it too. We will host another one of these shortly after Update 11 drops, or any key update that comes out in the near future. If you guys have got any questions, please reach out to us on the Discord. That is the main place for all the chatter, but obviously please chat anywhere that you see us. If you're on social media, on Twitter or on Instagram, anywhere you see us, please feel free to interact with us. We are checking everything and responding to as many as we possibly can. And any parting words from the two of you?
Play the game, enjoy it. Follow us on YouTube. Join the Discord if you are not there. You can also leave review on the platform that you are playing. It would be nice. And yes, enjoy Crime Boss. We've made it with love for you.
Thank you. Sincerely.
All right. Well, take care, everybody. Thank you so much. See you all online. Bye-bye.
Ciao.